All right, you guys, what is going on? This is your boy Tam Biz. All right, check this out. So it appears that one of the sanctioning bodies, I forgot which one it is going to come after Teofemale Slowpez for continuing to make racial slurs directed towards black people. At the end of the day, Teofimo is a clown. The thing is, the joke is really on him, but he just like the rest of these culture vultures out here. People like black culture, but then they don't like actual black people. And I don't want to hear this stuff about he grew up in Brooklyn and all this kind of stuff, and he got a pass to say this. He got a pass. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say this. This is just real talk. We're talking. We're you know what I'm saying? We are repossessing. We are taking back your invitation to cookouts. We are revoking and we are cutting off your N-word credit card, your N-word pass. It's being revoked. Okay, we're taking that back, and it's just time to start being gatekeepers. At the end of the day, stop being impressed. Teofimo continues to make a mockery out of black fighters. He got a long history of saying this stuff. Teofimo is clearly jealous of black people, but I understand why you have this vitriol towards black people because, according to reports, your ex-wife or your ex-bitch, got you for money and left you. And from what I heard, she's getting piped down by a black man. And don't come here trying to cape for him, talking about, well, his sister is with a black dude and he has a black, you know what I'm saying, niece or nephew. So what? That doesn't mean he likes black people as a whole. And that's the thing. You listen to our music and stuff and you try to get your hair cut like us, but then you try to disrespect us. But at the end of the day, you don't have no culture. You don't even have a country behind you. That's just real talk. You are the lower totem pole of, Latinos. If you would try to be cool and just kept your mouth shut instead of showing this blatant jealousy that you have towards black people and black fighters, you might have been okay. Because unfortunately, my people have this thing where they feel sorry for everybody and they want to support everybody and they want to extend an olive branch to everybody except the people that need extended olive branch, which is the black community itself. We need to fix each other and we need to fix us as a whole before we sit up here trying to form communities and united fronts with everybody else. And that's just real talk. But Teofimo been talking slick, making little snide remarks towards black people, stuff like from the waist down, I'm black and all this kind of stuff. But he just like a lot of these other non-blacks and these white people that have an obsession with black people that wake up thinking about black people. You got more people that's worried about us than we are with them. And then you have these people that try to have the audacity to demand stuff out of black people. Like you got Latinos sitting up talking about Ryan Coogler need to put them in his movies. Ryan Coogler don't owe y'all the motherfucking thing. And we are not obligated to put y'all in our films. We are not obligated to represent y'all. And then here's a certain thing. Y'all have an issue with certain type of Latinos. The darker they are, the more disrespect you have towards them. And Teofimo is not black. Teofimo got that stringy, like white person hair. That man is a white Hispanic. So just stop it. He is not black whatsoever. Xander Zayas got more black in him than Tia female. But the thing is with him, he trying to clean it up. Listen, dude, we ain't stupid. We clearly heard what you said. You said the N-word with the ER and you didn't say it once, you said it twice. Now you trying to say where the liquor at. Like, dude, you sound dumb. We all heard what you said. People played it back. People played it back slow. You said the N-word with a ER. And then you sitting up here trying to play games, talking about, no, I can understand why people might. No, listen. Listen, dude, we heard what you said. At least be a man about it, dude. At least be a man to say that you said it. You know, I guess you were inspired by Shiloh uh, Hendrix or something. So I guess that made you decide to go on a racial being and stuff. But I'm glad that you think about black people that much to a certain degree. You have an obsession with black people. At the end of the day, you won't ever be one of us. And the thing is, you do all this stuff for attention, but yet you still can't sell no tickets, man. You can't sell out the lobby of Starbucks. That's what's so funny. You are a ballroom fighter. Every time they tried to put you in an arena, you haven't sold no tickets. You failed. You can't even sell out half of the joint. That's the sad part about it. You can't even sell out half of the joint. They put you in a Michelob Ultra Arena and you still couldn't sell that piece out. And that's a more smaller venue. You know, at capacity, it holds around 12,000, and you still couldn't get like half of the venue sold, or you barely sold half of the venue. You don't have no fan base. And then you resort to doing all this ignorant stuff. I mean, you could at least pretend it to hide your contempt for black people, but you can't help it. But I understand. I don't blame you for being jealous. I don't blame you for being jealous of black people because, like I said, you have no country behind you. Trust me. Trust me. And the thing is, they have tried, and when I say top rank, have tried to push you, but once again, you just don't have a fan base. Nobody cares about you. You calling out all these fighters like Boots and all this kind of stuff. First of all, it ain't no real money into fighting you. We just got to keep it a buck. There's no real money in fighting you. Any fight that you in, any big fight that you in, you would be the B side, more like the B minus side, because you bring nothing to the table. You don't have a fan base. We know you couldn't sell out a Legion Stadium. You fall in the Legion Stadium. You'll be lucky if you sold 200 tickets, because once again, you don't have no drawing power because there is no interest in you. The Latinos really don't roll with you. And you blew any chance of having major support from black fighters, you know, because you can't keep your mouth shut and you can't, you know what I'm saying? And you can't disguise your racism. So you brought everything on yourself and you are a loser. And I just think you don't think straight. I just think to a certain degree, you may be lightweight, remedial. Maybe you slow. I don't know. Maybe those blows to the head are starting to take toll on you. And the thing is, you won some semi big fights. But then there's some fights where there was a question mark surrounding it. A lot of people did not believe that you beat Jermaine Ortiz. A lot of people did not believe that you beat Sandor Martin. Now, you had an impressive victory. You had a very impressive victory versus Josh Taylor in a fight that a lot of people thought that you wasn't going to win. But you won that fight. Impressive victory. I'll give you credit. But once again, you were fighting at the theater in Madison Square Garden, not the regular Madison Square Garden. And when they tried to put you at the regular Madison Square Garden, you sold like around 6,000 or 7,000 tickets. So you don't have a fan base, bro. Oh, you talk about what Hector Camacho said? Yeah, I remember when he said that. Like, well, they didn't have the media, you know what I'm saying? They didn't have the media like that then. I know he said that a while ago. I think he said that in the late or mid 90s. So the media was just taken off the ground. But probably now, if he had said something like that, probably it would have been some problem. But then you still would have had black people caper for him because, you know, black people have this thing where they feel like they have to protect everybody Just like you had people protecting Danny Garcia's father, Angel Garcia, when he called Keith Thurman a bitch ass nigga and all that stuff. And yeah, well, if you look at it, Puerto Rican, nah, they're not all. Listen, I'm gonna say this again. Not all Puerto Ricans have African ancestry. Okay. That's just real. That's just real talk. Angel Garcia said out of his own mouth that he's a white Hispanic. He's a white European Hispanic. So he said that out of his own mouth. You know, he said that out of his own mouth. But black people like caping. For non-blacks. Yeah, but I remember when Hector Camacho said that. You know, um, Hector Camacho have a little bit of melanin in him, but not enough to where you would qualify him as black. Tito Trinidad, that's a different story. Miguel Cotto, that's a different story. Edgar Berlanga, that's another dude who somebody need to like kind of get at, because Edgar Berlanga be saying the N word far too much for my liking. I mean, he say it too much. And Edgar Berlanga is not he's not a Afro Latino. He is a white Hispanic. I done seen his father. I don't know what his mother looked like. Now Xander Zayas' mother is a light skinned is I don't know what his dad looked like, but his mother is a light skinned Afro Latina. I done seen Xander Zayas' mother a couple of times, well, a few times. So that's a different story. But yeah, Tio is he's just not an interesting person. He just don't know how to market himself. And that's just real talk. He don't know how to market himself. Like I said, he could have possibly had the black supporters if he would have just kept his mouth shut, but he just couldn't help contain his disdain for black people. He doesn't like black people. And it could be because of what happened with, his father, what allegedly happened between him and Keyshawn Johnson and Keyshawn Davis and some people. Uh, they don't have the incident on video, so we'll never know. Everybody didn't heard they sides of the story. Everybody didn't heard Keyshawn Davis side. They side. They said something happened. Then Teofimo side said nothing didn't happen. But allegedly, the father got knocked out for basically calling him the N word. You know, because they felt like they were getting too rough and didn't do say, see, that's why I don't mess with y'all. Um, and the last interview that I did with Teofimo Sr., like I said before, I almost snapped. You know, I almost snapped because he said something to me that was that was disrespectful. But Teofimo, he came in there and he basically put a battery in his dad's back. And then he said something stupid to me, and I almost went off. Now, the homeboy, YSM, he got, Jamil, he got the whole interview. I mean, I told him he could do whatever he want to do with it. Ask him to put you can go to his channel and ask him to put the interview up I did with Teofimo Sr. back in December. I mean, I have a copy, but I didn't want to air it because, I just didn't want to air it because I almost snapped. And I had to keep myself together because I wasn't about to get, I wasn't about to cause a scene where I'll possibly get, banned from covering fights or get kicked out of the hotel or get banned from the hotel. Now, I wasn't going out like that, but I'm just saying. Yeah, well, Lamont Roach was on code while but the problem that I have, a lot of these people was ignoring this. And to me, T.O. was trying to taunt black people by doing let's see how much I can get away with. But the problem that I had, you had some people that was getting at Teofimo, but you had people that just ignored what Ryan Garcia said. Ryan Garcia made flat out terrorist threat. And the thing is, Ryan Garcia is a nobody. Boxing would survive without Ryan Garcia. Boxing doesn't need Ryan Garcia. All he is some dude that's a junkie, and he just a junkie, and that's just pretty much it. He got some talent, but this is a dude that needed PEDs to beat Devin Haney, and that's all it come down to. He a drug cheat and he a racist. That's what he is, just flat out. And then what pissed me off, you had some of these fighters sitting up there still taking pictures with him and still talking to him. They ain't nothing to talk about. Once you say some stuff like that, it ain't nothing that's gonna make me ever want to deal with you. Listen, at the end of the day, we all have our prejudice. We all, that's just real talk. You can say whatever you want to say about me or my race when you behind closed doors and there's no cameras or tape recorders around. You can say whatever you want to say. But when you get around me, show me some damn respect. Okay? You can say whatever you want to say when you get amongst people you feel comfortable saying certain stuff about certain people. What you do and say in your house is your business. But when you in the public eye, there's certain things that you can't and shouldn't say. But Teofimo, or should I say Teofemale, he goes out of his way to say it. So that's why I got a problem with that cornball. And then you'll have people that'll either be silent or they'll try to come tell us black people that, oh, we blowing it out of proportion and we need to move on, or we're being too emotional, and how could you give I hate when people say that stupid stuff. Oh, you're giving power to that word. Man, shut up. When I hear black people or non-black people talk like that, they just showing me that they just want to exercise their racism, and a black person just want to continue to be handkerchief head, cornball Sambo, and a flat out coward. You want to come argue with me and try to give me some kind of Jedi mind trick or try to give me a psychoanalysis when you can't. You're not smart enough. You ain't got it like that. But then the funny part is, as soon as you say something about somebody else that don't be black, then all of a sudden, then it's a public outcry. Like I said before, Ryan Garcia made flat out terrorist threats towards black people. He said he hate black people. But then Devin Haney says he won't ever lose to a white boy. And you would think Devin Haney said what Ryan Garcia said. And everybody has something to say. Devin Haney was forced to apologize. Ryan Garcia didn't apologize for months. And he said he didn't care. He said, and then you still have people that wanted to hang with him. You still had people that was caping for him, making excuses for him. You had people, saying, I don't think Ryan is a racist. That's why I don't mess with dudes like that lame ass goofball Floyd's Schofield Sr. That cornball. You literally had black people defending Ryan Garcia, caping for that dude, and trying to attack black people that had an issue with it. That's why I don't fuck with Deion Sanders like that, because Deion Sanders defended racism towards black people. He tried to call himself trying to attack black people for what Riley Cooper said. Nobody told Riley Cooper to say that stuff. And then once again, his sons didn't check Ryan Garcia for what he said about black people. His son sitting up inviting him to Colorado games and all that kind of stuff. That's why I fell back on Deion Sanders. I hated what happened to Sador Sanders but I'm just not 100% team Sanders. I just don't mess with Deion Sanders like that because Deion Sanders is a Sambo and he was tap dancing and buck dancing. He was getting his full-fledged Gregory Hines on. So he showed me to a certain degree he can't be trusted. Oh, Fat Joe is a white Hispanic too. I go look and see what both his parents look like. Fat Joe is a Italian. Fat Joe is a white Italian uh Latino rapper. He is not black. Go I mean you can Google what his parents look like. Fat Joe ain't remotely black. And if you look at them old pictures of him, you can see that he like when he was extremely fat, he looked like an Italian. He looks sort of like dude that used to play on The Wire and played on Ray Donovan. He played on what's that show with Sylvester Stallone, the Tulsa King. So yeah, he looked like that dude. Man, all you gotta do is I at first it was hard for me to find it, but somebody sent it to me. I had that footage. I had a footage. I may put that video up. I may do it in a couple of days and explain why I don't mess with Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders was flat out buck dancing. You know, like well, that's what I'm trying to say about Sador. I thought it was messed up what they did to him, but I'm just not all the way invested in Sador Sanders because, like I said, he sat up there and formed a friendship with Ryan Garcia, and he didn't call Ryan Garcia out when Ryan Garcia said all that racist stuff about black people. And then Ryan Garcia didn't say nothing about him falling in the draft. So Ryan Garcia wasn't a real friend. But you see, Ryan Garcia is somewhere gone, and that's what I'm trying to say. We don't need Ryan Garcia. Boxing doesn't need Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is irrelevant. Let's just face the fact. Let me tell you some truth about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia only have people talking about him when he fighting a elite or a great black fighter. Ryan Garcia, when he headlined his own fights, Ryan Garcia was not selling no tickets. When Ryan Garcia fought in Houston, against Oscar Duarte, which by the way, Oscar Duarte, if I'm not mistaken, he go look this up. He accused Ryan Garcia of being on PEDs. So it wasn't just black people conspiring against Ryan Garcia. Because if Ryan Garcia was so clean, why didn't he you know what I'm saying? Why didn't he sue anybody for defamation of character? Because he know he a cheating ass racist Mexican. Ryan Garcia couldn't even sell like 8,000 tickets when he fought in Houston. Ryan Garcia was not selling no tickets. He got a lot of social media followers, but they don't like him enough to spend money to see him fight. See, I'm a real one here. I'm just keeping it a buck. Nobody care about Ryan Garcia unless he fighting an elite black fighter. I can tell you now, if Ryan Garcia had fought Rolly and it had been at like arena, nobody wouldn't have came. See, that's what they not telling you about Ryan Garcia. Yeah, he has popularity. Yeah, he has internet popularity. There's a difference between having internet popularity than having what you would call actual fan popularity. Having actual fan popularity is when you come to their prospective town and they're willing to pay money to see you. See, Kendrick Lamar has what you call a fan base. That's why Kendrick Lamar is selling out full-fledged football stadium. He has a fan base. It's a difference between having fans and followers. It really is. Could Ryan Garcia sell out Cowboy Stadium or um, a Legion Stadium or or Mercedes-Benz Stadium? No, because he doesn't have a real following. He has an internet following, but he doesn't have a fan following, and it's a big difference. Nobody like for real. Ryan Garcia is not a necessity in boxing. And I wish people would stop making it look like he is. And that's why I was mad at a lot of those boxers that was sitting up there taking pictures with him and stuff. And then one fighter tried to say, "Oh man, I forgot he said that. My bad." Like, bro, how could you forget he had said that stuff? But I'm not gonna tear into these dudes. If he say he forgot he said that, I'll give him a pass. But you know, it is what it is. I'm just telling the truth about the dude. But Teofimo thought he could take that same page from Ryan Garcia. He thought that can get him some followers and all that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, Tio, it's the difference between once again having a million followers on social media versus having people a flat out fan base where they willing to come see you fight in person. They can sit up and talk about Devin Haney's performance all they want, but Devin Haney fights in full-fledged arenas and he averages anywhere um, from 12 to 16,000 per fight. Devin can pack a arena. That's the difference between him. That that's the difference between him and Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is still fighting in ballrooms. So, I'm just saying. So all this foolishness that Teofimo been part of, it still ain't gonna result into him being able to sell tickets. The next time he fights, he gonna have his regular average of 4,000 people come see him fight because nobody cares about him, and it's just that simple. And people are tired of dudes like him, like soaking up our culture. Look, dude, go back to listen to whatever music you listen to from your home country. But we already know Honduras don't have no black they don't really have no fighter fan base. And T.O. knows it. T.O. don't know who to gravitate to because he's not Spanish enough or Latino enough for the white looking Hispanics. And then, like I said, he could have had the black fan base, but his mouth was his worst enemy. So that's why he's in the bind that he in, where nobody cares about his sorry ass. The funny thing is, everybody keep talking about how bad Devin Haney looked, but he won his fight. He won his fight. Now, the funny thing is, TL supposed to have the best performance, but everybody is fixated on Devin. Devin, that's what I'm saying about Devin. People can't keep Devin off their mind. Because at the end of the day, even if you criticize him, you bringing him some notoriety. So, I'm not buying what Oscar saying about he won't ever do business with Devin Haney. If it makes sense, if it make dollars, he'll do it. So he need to just stop lying. For real. Well, here's my thing. Black fighters need to stick together. Like, I'll give you an example. I'm really disappointed in Gary Russell Jr.'s brothers because they some more dudes that be sucking up the Teofimo Lopez, acting like that's their guy. Now they got all the smoke in the world for Devin Haney. Now I know a few years ago they were trying to set up a fight between Devin Haney and Gary Russell Jr., but it couldn't come to fruition because of a lot of things and people involved. But to always hear Gary Russell Jr.'s brother hating on Devin Haney is just sad. And the funny thing is, I noticed everybody that spoke bad on Devin Haney, something happened to them. Whether it was Quentin Rampage, Jackson's coon ass, sitting up there talking about he loved Ryan Garcia. And I went on his social media and I checked him. Talking about what is there to love? And I asked him, I said, dude, dude, you support a dude that said racist stuff about black people? And then he said he didn't care. And I said, dude, you a coon. And I called him a coon. Like, dude, like you support a racist? Like, dude, you support racist? And then talking about like F Devin Haney, F you, nigga. Like, bro. And then that's funny. His potential fight with Rashad Evans fell through. Another one, Connor Ben. Connor Ben, for some reason, got it in for Devin Haney. Always bringing Devin Haney up. People talk about they don't respect Devin Haney, Sue and Ryan Garcia. Man, fuck your respect. Especially from the fans. Like, who cares what you think? Who cares what a loser thinks talking behind a computer? And that's why you lost, Connor. And then Gary, one of them Russell, I forgot, was it Gary Anton Russell, lost a fight to a dude that tested positive for PEDs. Ironic. And then you had, so I'm just saying. So I found that amusing. So I found that very amusing. Everybody that went against Devin Haney suffered some kind of bad karma because they wasn't being on code. So Connor Ben, he ended up losing. Talking about everybody keep talking about just settle it in the ring. And then I tried to give people a history lesson about fighters who sued other fighters, but they want to ignore that. And that's what I'm saying. That's why you can't talk to some of these young people, because at the end of the day, they will ignore facts because they have this need to be right thing. And that's women tendencies. That's how a woman act. Listen, I've never pretended to know everything. I invite people if I'm off a little bit. I always say, hey, if I always see on my channel, hey, I don't know if this is correct, put the right information in there. Or when did this happen? When did that happen? Because I want to be accurate as possible. So I don't pretend to know everything. But this new group, this new generation, they have this thing. They want to be always, you know what I'm saying? They have an obsession of wanting to be right, but then they don't want to be held accountable when it comes to disrespecting people. So, I'm just saying. I'm just saying somebody got to keep it a buck. Might as well be, might as well be me. And then I'm gonna tell you something else that T.O. be doing. T.O. be listening to certain channels too. And he be having, uh people hate on certain channels too. I mean, if you catch my drift. Yeah, so I'm just saying, um, I provided several incidents where fighters sued other fighters. I'm gonna say this again. Lennox Lewis sued both Mike Tyson and Hakeem Rahman. Okay. You could look it up. Lennox Lewis sued Mike Tyson to push up um the process in making the fight because I think Mike Tyson wanted a tune-up fight. He wanted one more tune-up fight before the Lennox Lewis fight. And Lennox Lewis sued him. Lennox Lewis sued Hakeem Rahman to force that rematch because basically he thought Hakeem Rahman was trying to duck him. So he sued to get that rematch. So, and then Sugar Ray Leonard was sued by Donald Curry because Donald Curry believed that Sugar Ray Leonard finessed him out of the Marvin Hagler fight after he was told, you know what I'm saying, after Sugar Ray Leonard told him not to take the fight, man, he listened to Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sugar Ray Leonard ended up fighting Hagler. So I'm just saying, my thing is, if that's the case, so do you all have an issue with Al Heyman being sued by Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum? Since y'all think that's a bitch move to sue somebody, according to y'all. Are you trying to be funny? Are you trying, dude? You trying to be funny? I mean, I just hope you ain't trying to like be funny, cause it's nothing to get you up out of here. I'm for real. Don't play with me, dude. Don't play with me. Yeah, Ryan Garcia sued Oscar De La Hoya before. So where's all the vitriol? That's what I'm saying. These people be inconsistent with their outrage. These people talk about, man, you don't sue nobody. You just get it back in the ring and all that. Man, shut up. Fuck up. Don't know what you talking about. No problem. So James Locken, you trying to be funny, dude? You trying to be funny? Since you come on here trying to be funny, dude, like, there's nothing to get you up out of here, bitch. Man, yo daddy for real. Yo daddy should have used the rubber. Or he should, like, for real. Yeah, I'm laughing at the fact that your mother decided not to abort you. Biggest mistake she made. She should have, man, that's the biggest mistake she made for her not to go through with the abortion. Obviously you do care because you responded. Yeah, he ain't answering my question though. I mean he ain't answering my question. I guess he's some trailer park trash or something. I don't know what he is. I ain't even I'm just, you know, he don't bring nothing to the table, but probably he need to go get a DNA test and probably see if his kids actually belong to him, if he actually got kids, if he's actually into women. Nah, you finna leave because I cooked you. I know your feelings is hurt, dude. I want you to say something else so I really can make you feel stupid. Yeah, that's what I thought. Nah, that would be that. Nah, ain't nothing soft. Ain't nothing soft. He did what he was supposed to do because he cheated. Like it's always some faceless dude coming on here trying to talk crazy. Nah, he did what he was supposed to do because Ryan Garcia is a is a cheater. He got caught cheating. So what about the people that so wait a minute, what about the people that no, I'm just saying, what about when Ryan Garcia threatened to countersue, which he had nothing? What about how he went to court with Oscar De La Hoya? So is he soft? So answer my question, troll. Answer my question, troll. I don't know if I'm into the whole people of color thing because you know, I where's the so-called color? Because I'm gonna be honest with you. If you have more white in your DNA than you do black, you pretty much white. I don't go by that 5% rule. How the hell can you be black and you got how the hell can you have 5% African American ancestry, but you have 95% European white? So that makes you white. Just like the chick, um, Haley Steinfeld trying to say that one of her grandparents was half black. I guess she trying to put in a I guess she trying to apply for an N-word pass or something. Lady, you white. Okay? You white. you white. You white. I mean, even though we have the strongest genes out of everybody, but still. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. First of all, Ryan what first of all, Oscar and Ryan been in court. Look it up, dummy. Look it up, dummy. And Oscar threatened to sue Ryan Garcia to block him for taking an exhibition fight, dummy. So is Oscar soft? Yeah, shut up, dude. Get your ass out of here. I'm just saying. But yeah, getting back to Teofimo Slowpez, Teofemale, all his gimmicks have all his gimmicks and all his slander has backfired on him tremendously. And Teofimo said, "Hey, if you think I'm a racist, then don't do no interviews with me." Oh, fine, fine. I don't want to interview with you anyway. Like I said, like I'm gonna see who interviews with him the next time he comes to a event. We already know Ellie gonna interview with him. We know he gonna do. We know he gonna do an interview with him. I understand that, but how do you? I mean, that's the thing, though. That's that's the thing. Does that still technically make you? Does that still technically make you black? Because it's a subscriber, and I understand that. I understand the difference between being black and not actually looking black and passing, but versus having more white DNA in you than you did black. I just really don't acknowledge that 5% rule. I've never acknowledged that. I thought that was kind of absurd. So, just because you put a drop up, Just because you put a drop of chocolate of chocolate extract in a glass of milk does not make it chocolate milk. It's still it's still it's still white. It's still gonna be white. You can stir it up a little bit, but it's still gonna be primarily white. Now, the more droppings you add to it, then the darker it's gonna be, the stronger it's gonna get. So, like I said, I'm just saying. Oh man, I'm a man. Oh, that dude. I know. Yeah, don't say it's that dude is a clown. He a clown too. He a clown too. He a walking minstrel show. This is the he a clown. See, dudes like him, they get where they are because they pander to a certain audience. He panders to racists, Hispanics, and coons. This is the same dude this is the same dude when Ryan Garcia said all that stuff. Oh, what he said doesn't affect me. Like, dude, what are you talking about? But you supposed to be black. But then again, dude is a tether. Dude is a tether anyway because he said his background. Dude is a tether. So dude is a tether. Yeah, that dude is a corn. That dude is a lame. He's a cornball. So but yeah, but this is the same dude. This is the same dude that basically, oh, Devin Haney beat up a Mexican kid at a carnival. Actually, it wasn't him, it was his crew. And they had the right to beat his ass because one, he came at them in a threatening manner. He got up at Devin Haney's face, calling him the N-word and all that kind of stuff. So he got what was coming to him. I'm glad they stumped his ass out. He got exactly what was coming to him because he came at them in a threatening manner. He shouldn't have ran up on them. He violated their space. There's a difference between talking crazy and distant proximity. But when you walk towards somebody and you get within striking distance of them, they have every right to defend themselves. But then the following week, Caleb Plant had got into it with some people, and nobody said nothing about him though. So I'm just saying. But that same dude that you talking about, oh, David Haiti attacked the Mexican kid. Now he put emphasis on the dude being Mexican or Latino, which it was never really determined what nationality he was, but it was assumed that he was Hispanic. But then this is the same dude that gave Ryan Garcia a pass for making full-fledged terrorist threats. So people like him, disingenuous, they what you call view holes. Sorry, that's not me. Can't do it. Oh, Roxy Diaz. Yeah, yeah, but she one of them people that fall in the interesting category. Well, look what he did to get that job with the zone. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not compromising myself to get no. I'm not compromising myself to get a certain spot. And that's what they do. They want you to compromise yourself. If I can't be me, I'm not taking no gigs. If I can't say what I want to say or be me, then I'm not. Listen, here's the thing what y'all don't know. I didn't got them type of offers. I didn't got offers to do all kind of stuff. But once they start saying, oh, you can do this, you can come on here, but we need you to do that. Or would you nope, I'm good. Nope, nope, I'm good. If I can't say what I want to say, if I can't be me, no, I'm good. So while these dudes really thinking that they doing something, I'll be getting those type of offers. I done got offered to come on all type of panels to talk about a variety of different stuff. But when they start telling me, "Hey, I need you to do this," or "What you might know," good. So nah, nothing special about that dude. You know the funny thing, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, no, well, it's always a double standard. I give you an example. Uh Rampage Jackson went around. He's popped dirty for PEDs before. And then he accused other fighters, I think in what is it, Pride? The other the other um mixed martial arts league. He accused a whole bunch of people of being on PEDs, calling himself a whistleblower, but then he got something to say about Devin Haney. Boy, I mean, the hypocrisy is mind-boggling. Yeah, Dana White is going to be a very interesting figure now that he didn't made his way into boxing, because Terrence Crawford, before I go, Terrence Crawford versus Canelo is going to be the first event promoted by TKO. So that's the company that Turkey and Dana White is part of. Now, Dana White have to understand something. This ain't UFC. So if you thinking you finna be coming talking crazy and trying to lay down the law with established professional boxers, you got another thing coming. You can't tell Terrence Crawford nothing. You can't tell Canelo nothing at this stage. But anyway, you guys, appreciate you being here. Be back with more later on. I'm out.